Forest Floor. It's one of your tracks that's tuned to 432.
Mm-hmm.
The frequency, is it?
432 hertz.
Hertz.
Yeah, and it's a theta track, so there's a 432 binaural beat happening to bring your body into that deep rest state.
And what does binaural mean?
It's when you're oscillating two frequencies tandem in the left and the right ear, and what it's doing is creating this like rhythm chamber. And so when it's done right, the math, basically you're carving out a space for a specific energy to occur. So if it's a theta brainwave binaural beat, then that would mean that the sound is designed to carve out the space for your brain to go into that theta state and then relax into that, and it would be, you know, reflective of whatever state was chosen.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, can you tell me more about 432 hertz?
Yeah, it is the frequency of the womb. A lot of people associate it with the earth itself as frequency, but the earth itself has a lot of frequencies. That's one of them. But yeah, what it feels like all the time, 432 feels like the forest. So it feels like nature. You can't kind of like get around that feeling when you're playing things in 432. So for me, every time I compose 432, I find myself like in a world of nature and thinking about that. And yeah, I learned how to sing and I learned music from nature. So when I started with my first album, Songs of Saturn, I had tuned that to 432 as well. And I don't even think I really fully understood all the healing benefits of that frequency at that time. It's just like because, and this is like hindsight, you know, hindsight 2020. I think because I was allowing nature to teach me music, that tuning just felt more intuitive for me at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like 432 is kind of like the rose quartz of the frequencies or something, just like very loving, very easy, very gentle.
Yeah, totally. And there's a lot of frequencies that do that. I'm one of the people, I don't put any frequencies above others. Like there's a lot of like conversation like, oh, 432 better than 440. It's like, no, 440 hertz, 440 hertz, that's actually a healing frequency too. They all have their purpose and their place, and you can do a lot of beautiful things within the 440 scale. The note C, the ratio, that breaks down to like the sound of the whales. Like there's so many beautiful, benevolent, healing frequencies. It's just all about like how the sound is sculpted and the intention that is created from, and like, yeah, to create that safe space, that womb-like hug with the music. Yeah.
And that's really what we tried to create here in the sound bed, was a womb space and a hug for the body. And can you tell us about, this is the sound bed, that room that we created here at Psychic Sister. This sound bed is created by Chaz at
Northwest Sound Healing.
Northwest Sound Healing.
Yep.
This is one of the best beds in the world. And then tell us about your app, your compositions via Primordial.pro.
Yeah, Primordial.pro was created out of a desire to bring high quality therapeutic music to people in a more accessible way. Like I found myself in a niche that is beautiful, and as a musician I'm so grateful that like I was chosen to hold down such a space. But I was doing all these custom compositions for therapists and holistic brands that could afford to pay for custom compositions, and sometimes I even found myself kind of like having to go down on my rates for that to be able to accommodate getting that medicine to that group of people. And then I found myself having other therapists and practitioners come to me that wanted it because they were hearing it, but they could not do a custom composition rate.
Right.
So I was like, how can I create something that all of these different therapy practitioners and holistic business owners can use? They know it's going to work. They can go right to the type of tracks that they're looking for the type of environment that they are wanting to hold. Individuals who have that level of sonic self-care can also utilize it for their practice. How can I create something that's that accessible, and then also build it in a way where these practitioners, these sound therapy enthusiasts can monetize and create income inside of their own realms and diversify. Because, you know, I know you have the shop and you do readings, and especially with the reading realm, you can only serve so many people at once. There's only so many hours in a day. So how can we bloom the petal of the business to build another leg of income that's also creating reciprocity in the nervous systems of all the people who are working with it, and then in all the people that are receiving it. And for me, that feels like the greatest way I can contribute to the regenerative arts movement, which I believe is what we're moving into, / some of us are already there. There was like the visionary art movement, and now it's like we need to be more than visionary. We need to be regenerative. We need to be building cycles that create goodness and vitality and prosperity.
Can you say something about like just testament to sound healing, how it's worked in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been on a deep healing process. A lot of African American women struggle with uterine fibroids, and for me, I look at everything multidimensional, right? It's like not just a physical illness. There's always like spiritual and emotional components. And so for me, vibrational therapy, sound healing, why I even went down this path was because I found that with sound, I was able to get deeper and more precise into the healing of any trauma than I could with my dance or with talk therapy. It's just, it gets in there. And so one of the biggest tools in my healing process of getting the uterine fibroids to start to shrink and go down and come back into balance inside of myself has been working with these compositions and working with vibroacoustic therapy, which gave me the opportunity to receive the sound healing more precisely and more deeply, rather than just through speakers or headphones or playing my acoustic bowls and that type of thing. Yeah.
So it was kind of like using all those tools, seeing the limitation of sound coming in through air and wanting that vibration in the bed, and noticing that that's the whole.
Yeah, that's where you really like get the medicine into your water, because we're just big fleshy water bags, right? So when you receive through this, like this, the table itself is only half of the device. Your body is the resonator. Like together, the vibroacoustic therapy device and the human body make the complete instrument.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you know, like, and we want that, we crave that, like, you know, the whole bass music movement. You ever seen the kids that are like all up on the speaker? I've been that kid, all up on the speaker.
Definitely.
Like way back in the day, I feel like that was really, bass music was my seed. If it wasn't for going to bass concerts and feeling how deeply impactful that was, I literally like went to see my first bass concert and then went and got this tattoo of a bass clef.
Wow.
That was like at least 7 or 8 years before I even realized that I was a bassist.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's
sound
therapy would be your life.
Yeah, totally. That set the tone for everything.
Yeah.
Like we crave that feeling of it's like the sound can hug you in ways that's like so pure and safe that sometimes if you don't have that type of love of readily available around you through other humans, it can be that for you and like hold you in that way. Or even just, you know, even if you do have an abundance of that in your life, we still need that self-intimacy space and time to come into like regulation and balance. Yeah.
So anything else that you want to say about the bed, the experience, or the offering?
I just want to say, come to Psychic Sister and try it for yourself. Because if you don't, then all of this is just not going to land. Like if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, it's because you have to try it. It's a feel it formula type of thing. And if you're watching this from Primordial.pro website or social media, look for a center near you, go to our website, get some equipment and try it out. Like it's just one of those things that once you try it, once you do it, you're going to be like, okay, this is a self-care tool that I want to keep as a constant.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for bringing us this beautiful offering, and it's here at the Psychic Sister, and the sessions are affordable.
Yep.
And they're a wonderful way to land, to ground, to participate in your own healing. So thank you so much, Primordial.pro. Thank you, Treneti, for coming in. And peace.